Hello and welcome to Khyber Shards, a 5th edition actual play show set in the Eberron campaign world. Colin,
Hi.
what do?
What do indeed? We fought in the streets and we killed a bunch of fish people. And then the rest of them decided they were going to eat their homies and run away. So we headed
It's
off.
the best way to preserve their memory.
For the record, y'all, please don't do that when I die. Please do not feast on my remains while swimming underwater. Or do. I won't be there.
As long as we're not
No
swimming,
promises.
then it's okay. Only on dry land.
We decided, because we were bleeding everywhere, that we would go to the ship's cat to lay low. And we did. Pog took a nap. Ari took a walk. Shade and Ezri rested. And discovered that nothing good will come from any further conversations with Jonas, who also learned where we were hired. And so now we're just boned every which way. Pog and Shade went
Oh, I totally forgotten about that.
Pog and Shade went to the Moon Spears to request help, which was granted because family. And
It's all about family.
And we all returned back
I counted.
to learn.
I counted in the new trailer. It said at least 5 times.
That's too few. Should have been 10. So
I don't know why he keeps hiring more charismatic, better looking, more likable people to play his villains.
because the bar is very low for better looking charismatic. Sidebar is officially happening right now. And we returned back to the ship's cat and are now setting off to Three Barrel Cove with the help of the Moon Spears.
It's true. So as you all, I assume Pog is hauling Jonas again.
I would assume that too.
Ari did it once and doesn't want to do it anymore. So yes,
are we,
please.
Are we checking in with Harish at all? What's our plan?
Yeah,
Okay, bye.
Ari would go thank Harish and also once again try to pay Harish for the trouble that they have brought upon her.
She once again refuses. As I said before, whatever trouble you may have gotten me into, money will not solve it.
I know, but it's just a gesture of like, yeah, I feel bad. I'm sorry.
Instead of trying to assuage that feeling by giving me cash, dwell in that feeling and consider your future actions.
See you later, Harish. Bye, Jerome. Ari says to his favorite cat before leaving.
Rome,
All right, so you all set off back towards the Moonspear encampment. As you go, Soleil looks over to Pog. Would he be easier to carry if he was not conscious?
You do not know how many times I have made this exact point. I think everything would be easier if he was unconscious.
Do you want him to be unconscious?
They won't let me punch him to sleep.
Well, don't have to punch him.
Oh,
Soleil
Choke
reaches
him?
down to his belt and just pulls out a little dart.
yes, that is a great idea. Just do it. Yes.
He stabs him in the leg.
Does his body go
Jonas "Ah!" and makes a Constitution save, which he fails. And yeah, Jonas goes limp on your shoulder.
Oh, just a little bit of squirming is bad. This is so much better altogether. It's way better this way. This is good.
So, you set off into the edge of the jungle and begin to swing north. As you go, Zenaida casts Pass Without a Trace, and the woods seem to sort of still around you a little bit as you travel. The light dims as you go. A little while into the journey, Flora's voice comes over your communicator because she hasn't heard from you in a couple of hours. Um, uh, just, are you all still alive and well? And the last conversation did not lend peace of mind.
Yeah, we're good. Sorry, Thora. We laid low in the ship's cat, and now we're headed with them to Three Barrel Cove. So that's where we're at. Sorry about that.
All right.
We'll keep you in the loop moving forward.
Where are you sending him?
We're hoping as far as lesser principalities, but honestly, we're going to try to find just a ship that's already headed in that direction and pay a handsome sum for discretion. Is the current plan.
So not Malcolm now.
I mean, Malcolm's just going to be expensive, and we don't know if we have the funds for Malcolm. Is the problem? Since Malcolm does chartered flights,
Probably don't have the funds to get all the way to the Lazar Principalities, but
I mean, Selsadra said specifically not one of the 5 nations, and so is there, to your estimation, a closer spot that we could afford to send him with Malcolm?
there's a port on the southern coast of Droam, and one in the Shadow Marches, and one in Khyber would all be closer.
Khyber would be presumably the hardest to get out of, potentially, since it's so isolated, maybe?
Not as much shipping, at least.
Yeah. So, what do you think?
Shadow Marches would be the most isolating.
Yeah. Well, if we're going for that, I mean, we're just trying to delay his return for as long as possible.
What resources does he have?
I mean, we got all his gold, so his wits, his charm.
That would go not very far. That would go farthest in Khyber. There's a lot of Gallifreyans there. It would go the least distance in Droam or the Shadow Marches.
All right. Correct me if I'm wrong, Philip. From a pure mileage standpoint, Shadow Marches is further away, correct? Than
Further
Droam?
away than Droam, yeah. Droam is not.
Yeah.
Droam is not very far. It's more or less just across the Thunder Sea. It's not as close as Sharn, but it's like Vralkek or something like that is the name of the port. It's farther than Sharn, but Shadow Marches is farther.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for the insight. We'll talk about it and figure it out.
Be careful. Don't get lost.
We got guides, so shouldn't be a problem on that front.
Fair enough then.
Thanks.
Keep me updated.
I will. Ari turns to Ezri. Thor thinks we could afford Malcolm to Shadow Marches or Droam would be the 2 best spots. Shadow Marches is just slightly further away from a mileage standpoint, so I think that would probably be best.
As long as you think that's going to satisfy our requirements.
It's not one of the 5 nations, so it should satisfy that, and it's yeah. I mean, I think that works. What do you think, gang? Any thoughts? I mean, turning to Pog and Shade, you 2 heard what Thor had to say.
No thoughts
At all?
just to be done.
Okay.
I think sending him with Malcolm rather than with a bunch of other people is better.
Yeah. I agree. All right. Well, we will try to find Malcolm. Hopefully he'll be there when we get there, and we can hopefully pay for passage to Shadow Marches, where he may have a bad time.
Okay.
Ari, in his head, presumably would know what life is like in Droam, and is not telling the rest of the group that's part of the reason why he's suggesting Shadow Marches. Is sending Jonas to potentially be a slave somewhere is also not on Ari's morale compass.
Well, that's Dargoon. Droam doesn't do.
Thank you. Yep, I got it flipped. Yep.
Droam doesn't do slavery. Vralkek is the only major port in Droam, and it's ruled by a fire giant.
Okay.
Goradin Ashlord. It's a killer name.
Yep.
Wow.
Hey. Sully rolled a natural 20 on guiding you through the jungle.
Thank you, Soleil.
So
Awesome.
you are so very guided. It is a few hours of walking before you come out on a little strip of beach, just like, you know, it's one of those things where you emerge from the jungle trees and you're on the beach and the water is just right there. And Zenaida goes over and pushes what looks like just a fall. There's like a fallen tree, and she pushes what looks like the bunched up dead leaves, but turn out to be a big woven netting, and reveals a large canoe, which she and Soleil haul down to the water's edge.
Load Jonas up. Hop in.
Right. Soleil gets in the back and Zenaida in the front. Soleil heaves the canoe forward, and they begin rowing. Zenaida reaches down and runs her fingers along the edge, along one side of the canoe, and casts a spell, and the wood sort of warps and stretches and reaches out and shapes itself into a catamaran stabilizer, since we're going on waves. And they begin to row you across. It's a choppy journey. Like, this is not a very smooth vessel for crossing even a fairly short length of open sea, but it does. So as you are rowing, Soleil in the back, I did not want to pry while we were traveling, but what is going on exactly?
We were contracted by someone
We-
to.
Are we giving details here? Is that a good idea?
Yes.
We'll tell
What
the
are we
moon spears.
stand to
anything.
lose?
I just want to make sure we're not just like our other friend, not putting them in more danger than we should.
We were sent to find somebody and get them out of the city. He didn't want to come, so we are taking him out of the city. That's the long and short of it. If you'd like more details, more than happy to give them. But if you'd rather not, that's also fine.
Who are you getting rid of?
And Ari just pulls the bag up to where. Well, no. No, Ari doesn't do that. Ari says telepathically to each of them in turn, Stormlord Jonas Wilkes.
Ah. And we are. How will you stop him from returning?
Well, we don't really care much if he returns. We're just trying to. By the time he gets back, what needs to have happened will have already happened. And there won't be anything to be done about it.
From the front, Zenaida says, easier to drop him off the side.
Oh, I know. My compatriots here have made it clear that would be the easier path, but I have a problem with it. I know that I'm the minority here, but that's just my deal. So, but you're right, Zenaida. I understand what you're saying.
All right.
How's Ilya doing? Ari says, just trying to make the boat ride go by quicker.
Soleil launches into a very proud story about a recent hunt in which they were ambushed by a group of Sulatar drow, and Ilya killed 2 of them. And Soleil is extremely proud of her accomplishment in battle.
As you should be. It's great to hear. So like,
I'm thinking of having part of the carcass bronzed.
okay.
No. Yeah. Okay. It takes a little while, but you are soon rowed across to Three Barrel Cove. We wait for you here.
Yeah, that'd be great if you don't mind. I mean, if you all want to dock and go into the tavern and have a drink while you wait, that's I'm more than happy to pay your tab. But if you just want to stay here, that's fine too. Okay. Ari thought he would be polite and offer.
Respect.
Don't laugh at me, Colin.
They pull the canoe up onto the beach and climb out and sit down near it to wait. So Three Barrel Cove looks like it's in pretty good shape. It doesn't look like it was badly affected. The earthquake being quite localized.
Yeah.
And are you going to the tavern, or are you going straight up towards Malcolm's ship?
I mean, could we? So Malcolm's ship is there. though.
Yep.
See
You
it?
can see his
Okay,
ship.
Okay. Probably just because we met Malcolm in the tavern. So as we pass, poke ahead into the tavern, see if he's there, and then if not, continue onto the ship. Would be Ari's.
Sure.
thinking.
Looking in at the far end of the tavern, you do in fact see Malcolm. He's in the same spot with his boots up on the table and a drink. Someone's sitting across from him. He's talking to them.
Ari gets in his line of sight with a very hey buddy kind of smile and like half wave.
He looks and is what you get.
Does it look like he's conducting business based on
No, it just looks like a
posture,
conversation.
Okay. Do I recognize the back of the head of whoever they're talking or whoever Malcolm's talking to? Okay.
Yeah, it's demise.
Then
No.
Exactly.
And zombies. Bump up.
Ari
Roll
would
initiative.
approach.
Just the end of Departed. Whatever.
Gonna use that encounter
Fine.
one way or another.
Built a map for it.
Yeah, already got the heart piece set up. Yeah, Ari would approach Malcolm.
As you approach, Malcolm just raises a finger to the person he's talking to, turns towards you and says, "What?"
We would like to hire you to not take us on your ship, but to take someone else, if that's a possibility.
I would imagine that not taking you on a ship would be an area where you could earn a lot of money.
Yeah, just trying to sweeten the deal for you out of the gate that you don't have to deal with us on your ship. So
He turns to the person he's talking to and says, "Give me 5 minutes."
thank you, Ari says, thanking the person.
They stand up.
Did
Malcolm
anybody else come in
turns his
here
attention
with
towards you.
Ari? I like.
That's
I'll
a
go
good
be
question. I don't know the answer. Okay.
Pog is there. Jonas
Probably
is
staying-
asleep, so I'll just leave him in the boat.
Yeah,
Okay.
then I'll
Shade
stay with
would not
Jonas.
have done it.
Okay. We have someone that we would like to have delivered to the Shadow Marches.
And it's not one of you.
Not one of us.
Well, all right. That gets you time for a conversation. What do you need done?
We've got him here with us. We just need to deliver him to your ship, and you just drop him off.
He looks
the Shadow
around.
Marches. Oh well, he's not in here with us, but we have him down at the docks in a canoe, waiting.
He doesn't want to get off the canoe?
Ari just shrugs because it's going to come out sooner or later. Okay, listen.
He doesn't want to go anywhere.
Yeah, he doesn't want to leave the city. We've been told to get him gone, and we just need him dropped off in Shadow Marches and not brought back.
I see. So this is a kidnap job.
I mean, we've done. It's a shipping
rescue.
job. I mean, but yeah, I mean, essentially. Listen, a lot of
I
people
feel
want
like
this
if
guy
you
dead.
once you have kidnapped someone, if you transfer possession of your kidnapping victim, then the person you transfer possession into has now kidnapped.
I mean, that's an like if we hired like House Orion to teleport the body, would they be culpable for the transportation of the body? Like, anyway,
They'd probably ask a lot of questions.
Which you're more than welcome to ask questions if you want. But yeah, that's the ask, Malcolm, is we'll deliver him to the ship. We'll hand him to you if you just don't want to step and foot on your ship, which I would not begrudge you that sentiment. And yeah, just drop him off and come back. We have a chest full of gold for you as payment.
Where?
Down in the canoe with him.
Yeah, I'm
assuming
going to want
as
to
you're
see
still-
that before I make some sort of agreement with you.
Fair enough. Would it have been fair for us to assume that and somebody brought the box with us?
I don't have a problem with you making that assumption.
Pog would
Pog
gladly
should-
have carried the next thing,
Yeah.
so
Pog, show the man the box.
it has been right here. It's a giant chest in my hands. Its gold is falling out of it, Malcolm.
Once you set the gold on the table, Malcolm takes his feet off the table and sits forward and flips up the lid. He then skims the top of it to make sure that it's gold all the way down.
Of course, yeah.
And then sets his hands back. What's either of y'all's passive perception?
9 for me.
Not that.
look
What
a
is
bird.
what is perception under? It's wisdom.
Wisdom.
Got a little
13.
census thing. Okay,
13.
yeah.
Okay. Only Skyport in the Shadow Marches is Zarashk.
All right.
That's a place. We don't care.
You do
Oh,
You're from
You
Shadow
know.
Marches.
Zarashk. That's
do I care
probably
if Jonas goes there?
Probably not. I mean, I can't imagine you've been gone. I mean, you've been gone long enough that I can't really imagine that it would be easy to like connect you to Jonas to there, and or if anything, what would happen if they did. So no, it probably does not alarm you, the idea of him going there. But that is probably where you spent at least part of your childhood. Ari, make a persuasion check. The gold means you don't have disadvantage.
Cool. 23.
Nice.
I can get him to Zarashk for this.
Great.
I'm dropping him off. I put him on the dock and I fly away, and that is sufficient.
Yep. That's the ask.
All right, what kind of trouble can I expect from him?
I mean, if you keep him, I mean, he's gagged right now, so I mean, he's a caster. He tried to cast Dimension Door when we were initially talking to him, and I counterspelled it. So keeping him bound is probably a smart idea, so he can't cast anything.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean,
He's very annoying. I wouldn't talk to him either.
he's gonna find out. Like, he'll know on the trip, so there's no point in keeping it from him. In fact, he might be more mad if we keep it from him. So Ari kind of leans in.
I'm
like,
definitely going to be more mad if you keep it from me.
yeah. It's Stormlord Wilkes, Ari says in a very hushed tone.
You mean my father? Daddy?
Man, the person who's decent at insight is not in the room. All right. You want to deliver him to the ship?
Yep, we can deliver him to the ship.
Fine. Jonas gets up, sets a couple of silver on the table next to his cup, and walks out of the tavern.
Ari heads down to go get Jonas because Ari's a dumb baby when it comes to wisdom, and just is like, okay, he said he'd do the thing, so he's going to do the thing without any problems. So let's go do the thing.
I'll carry this again.
Yeah, did he take the big box of gold with him?
No, you're carrying that.
Okay, figured.
Meanwhile, on the canoe,
Mhm.
it's long bout of silence. Oh, I'm sorry. Are they on the moon spears are there as well? They stayed?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
Of course, Shade is visiting with the moon spears, though.
Okay, well, when there's a break in the conversation, did Nartali get my gift? I thought I was going to be around to give it to her, but...
Wait, did you give the head to Ilya, or did you... I thought the others talked you out of giving her the head, and it turned into telling her to...
No, I left it at the school and
Right.
told Ilya to tell her to come to the school to get it.
Right.
Or I don't know if maybe it wasn't known what
Well, that was very recently.
Yeah.
So, Soleil says, I don't know about that.
Really shouldn't stick around very long. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll get it to her tomorrow, I think. It's a head.
All right. And you see Ari and Pog coming back.
And Ari just kind of gestures at you all to bring him up.
He's unconscious, huh?
Yep.
me have the chest. I don't. It'd be easier.
All right.
All right. So you guys split the loads and carry them.
Yeah.
Up to Malcolm's ship. You can see that Malcolm's ship has taken some repair work after his experiences
Unsurprising.
with you all. There's been some the hull has been sort of refinished on the outside, the ship's name repainted, the railings have been repaired in several places. As you approach the gangplank, Malcolm is standing on the deck watching you approach. Well, I take it that's my cargo.
Indeed. Thanks again.
What did we
It's the time of
what did
day.
we negotiate? Half now, half after, or
No, you're giving me the chest with all of its
I-
contents.
Don't think Malcolm wants to see us after this, so.
When you conspire to kidnap a political figure, it's best not to meet again.
oh, I see he's aware.
How would
You're-
he not be?
You're okay with this, then?
I'm okay with the amount of money that you are paying me.
All right.
All right.
Well, thank you, Malcolm. And sorry again for everything.
Put him in the hold. I'm not hauling your cargo around.
All right.
I will.
Okay.
If he's problematic,
there's
you can
a-
just kill him, though.
We're not paying any more for that.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Right. Pog, as you go down the stairs into the hold, there's just sort of a static popping hissing sound from one end, and you just see two sparking eyes looking out from under the pile of blankets.
Hey, hi.
There's a distinctly hostile hissing sound.
I brought you dinner. And Pog sets Jonas down and gives his foot as much of a push in its direction as he can.
If I'm
Not
consent,
setting
if
him,
it's,
I'm leaving him out, hoping for that.
Okay.
if there's any, if I can go with them down there, I'm not prevented from, I will do so. No, he's unconscious. Never mind. Pointless. I'm sorry. Right. Never mind. My bad.
All right. Well, is Sam doing all right, Malcolm? Good.
He's recovered.
Good. I'm genuinely glad to hear that. All right. Well, bye, I guess. Ari is genuinely bothered that this really cool guy does not like him, but
I will say to Malcolm, I have a trust thing. Just want to make sure it's crystal that him coming back is a problem. This is a one-way trip we're paying for here.
yeah, he's going to drop him off on the docks and then leave him there. That was the negotiation.
Is there a
That-
second
that's-
half to that thought?
That's clear to you, Captain?
That's what you want? That's what you are hiring me to do? Yes, that is clear to me.
Fantastic. All right.
Ari just shrugs
Notoriously-
at Malcolm before.
What?
Notoriously bad at it, but can I roll insight?
Sure.
Give him the shade eye.
That's right. For 17.
What are you trying to determine?
Well, he made the comment that this is what we want him to do. Is that with the implication? I want to know if that's what he intends to do or not.
You have the impression that he was waiting for the words "or else" to come out of Esri's mouth so that there could be consequences for that.
Okay.
You just
is
sometimes you use
what
too many
Noita-
words, and not always the right ones. And I just wanted to make sure.
Who are you talking to right now? Me or Malcolm?
I know. I thought he was talking to Malcolm.
Pog, we good, buddy?
Pog has not come back up yet.
Yikes.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Wait, are you waiting to see if Sam eats him?
Nope. Pog
okay.
is going to call for Malcolm from the doorway to the downstairs. Could you? I just want to make sure of something real quick.
No.
And Ari shrugs and turns to
Don't
Ezri
touch
and Shaded
anything.
while
And he turns and
we'll be here.
goes down the steps. What?
I know that this is a strange job and not one that you really want to do. Would throwing a dead body off the side of your ship make you feel any easier?
What?
Cut to Ari just talking to Ezri and Shade. So you guys want to grab dinner after this, or?
I'm going directly to sleep. Just.
He's
forever.
coming back. Everyone knows he will be coming back here. And we can't stop that. And I don't want to get
Listen, if
anyone
you want
extra in trouble.
Right. Well, you making my ship the murder scene of a political hit will get me in extra trouble.
Only me
So-
and you will know.
Right now, only you and me will know
How
until
many people do you tell
some member of
murdered
his family
politicians?
hires Madani Inquisitives to trace you to this place, and they come down and investigate and discover a murder scene. And then Sam has to kill some Madani Inquisitives, and then it's an entire thing.
I thought it could be easier for you. That's
If you
all.
want that, then take him off of the Wildcat and throw him off a cliff yourself.
Not everyone in my group is thinking as good as me right now.
Well, then deal with that on your own time before you come and
I'm
hire
trying.
a pilot to carry someone.
Okay. Okay.
Not my job to clean up your messes.
It is right now, though. That's what you just got hired for. And Pog turns. And thank you. But yeah.
Son, get off my ship.
Oh. Okay. I was. Okay. And Pog continues walking.
Hey, buddy. Everything good?
Nope.
Malcolm comes
I
up
am
the stairs
hungry, though.
muttering.
What? All right.
We
Thanks again,
good?
Malcolm.
Yeah.
Ari turns to walk, confused by Pog's emotional state.
Oh, Pog is fine. Pog is as upbeat as he has been all day. No is the honest answer, and we carry forward. Nope, and that's not weird for us.
Malcolm stares at you until you leave.
All right. Ari begins heading back towards the canoe.
But he'd be happier
well.
with I mean, I know he doesn't particularly like us, but that was a lot of money.
He does.
I don't.
It's beyond particularly not liking us. He actively hates us.
Yeah, I don't think he will be
So-
family.
So
The
given
the
okay, are
gangplank
you sure about that?
retracts
Because
as soon as you are off, and the ship departs.
that seems like it could be a problem itself.
I mean, the only thing that we can hope for is that he thinks through the fact that any blowback on us will also hit Thora. It's not Thora's fault that we got Sam killed temporarily and destroyed parts of his ship. So, or he might blame Thora
I
for it.
truly
'cause
hope he
it
thinks
was
about the
not favorable.
fact that that doing this wrong is going to blow back directly on him.
If you want to kill him, fine. I'm not going to, but I've already made my position on that front clear. Obnoxiously so, I feel like, at this point.
Oh, you're just coming to that conclusion, are you?
Ari just keeps walking.
It's a long, awkwardly silent boat trip.
Pog is going to listen to whatever stories the Moonspears have to tell. All of the small talk.
Yeah, see, the problem is the Moonspears don't really do small talk. They're really, really comfortable with companionable silence.
Mhm.
Fair.
And not in the least bit awkward. And so they're just rowing.
Fair enough, then. It is a long and awkward boat ride.
Return, hide the boat, and with a natural 19, very successfully guide you back to the Moonspear encampment near the tents of Rushime.
Thank you again for all your help. Literally couldn't have
course.
done this without you.
You are tribe, of course. We do this.
If you ever need anything, let us know.
Yes.
Oh, they will.
All right.
Yes, thank you.
I guess. Do we have to go right to her? She'll want to know, right?
Yeah, I mean, we need to go tell her the job's done. Yeah, she probably already knows, but we should go tell her. So, head to Selshadra's office.
Okay. You make your way along the edge of the city into the northern part of the marketplace, where Lor's March Palace is. The Iron Watch cordon is still there at the base of the steps to the main building. And Steeljack steps up. Your business?
Meeting with Stormlord Selshadra.
Right. And he consults a small notebook that he produces from a pouch. You can go in.
Thank you. Enter Selshadra's office.
Yeah. Selshadra is behind her desk. There are 4 chairs in front of her desk.
Ari
and
just looks
a
very-
large cat bed.
Ari just takes a couple steps in, not making a move to sit. We looked around, couldn't find him. Word on the street is he hopped on a boat to Shadow Marches.
Make a deception check, Ari.
No, Ari's intention is to communicate. Like he's trying to speak Selshadra's language, like saying without saying. Yeah,
I see. Shadow Marches. Interesting. Not a place where his skills would carry him far.
yeah. It's a strange choice, but
He'd have done much better in the Lazar Principalities.
yeah.
So, probably a
I hear he
fortunate
considered
turn.
it.
More's the pity.
No, it's excellent.
Yeah. Um, so, yeah. Hope we're square now, and we can tend to the sad business of filling the power vacuum that his departure leaves behind.
This is a great travesty that he would abandon his duties
Of course.
so completely, forcing us to not only deal with this natural catastrophe that has come upon us, but also to be without a harbor lord at this critical juncture in our city's history.
Indeed. Especially given the state of the harbor district right now. A strong leader would be very valuable to getting that district back up on its feet.
Indeed it would.
Given the sense of urgency for filling such a position, if people were looking
Hold on, he
to
can't hear
step
you.
up.
Yeah, his headphones died.
Yep. Given the urgent need for strong leadership in that district, given the abandonment of the Stormlord overseeing it, if somebody wanted to step up and provide that strong leadership for that district of the city, what would be the next steps?
Yes. If someone was so presumptuous,
Indeed.
then the next task they would need to accomplish would be winning over the support of other Stormlords. Amanatu, Amarin, Lossite. Amanatu and Amarin famously hate one another, so it would probably be one or the other.
That was my next ask, is it's not in a unanimous system. It's just majority rules.
More or less.
All right. Well, I certainly think that
Other candidates having similar thoughts about moving as the deeply irresponsibly departed Jonas Wilkes would also benefit your odds.
given that as of right now, we're the only ones that know that he has cowardly departed the city for the Shadow Marches, surely would give those in the know a leg up initially, I would say. How quickly do you think the news will spread?
It depends on how many other people were looking for him.
Fair enough. All right. Well,
With the Wilkes line now absent from the city, there is no standard methodology for replacing him, as most of the houses do.
indeed.
So it will be a somewhat more chaotic process.
Fair enough.
Telepathically,
Well-
I'm going to start talking to her and say, there may be a couple complications. One, he had made a deal with the Sagwin and whatever it is they worship. The nature of the deal is not exactly known to us. They tried to... Well, they attacked us. I don't know if they were trying to recover him or not. Also, he suggested that his brother, right? No,
Cousin.
Cousin.
His cousin is in their custody, or was. Would he have any claim?
Well, if the Salguin have him, I would say if we wait a couple of days before thoroughly investigating that problem, will probably solve itself in a deeply tragic and undesirable way.
Is Selshadra responding telepathically or verbally?
She's responding verbally.
Okay. Ari kind of looks at Ezri.
I wasn't sure.
He suggested he was probably already dead, given how long Berrigan's been in their custody.
A terrible
He was
sorrow
not.
to all.
Yes. Awful. The Golden Lions may never recover.
He was
Well,
not good family.
I don't care. Why do you guys care?
What?
What?
Are you?
I don't know.
Who are you talking to, Pog?
I don't know what's happening. I thought we didn't like him.
Oh, I see. Have someone explain it to you when you return to your residence.
More than likely.
I'm pretty sure House Thorani was also looking for him. In our search, we encountered one of their agents.
That will be Baynar's doing, I imagine.
Hmm.
So, at least one other person
Cool.
presumably knows then.
Yeah.
How much pull do you have with House Thorani? Is that good relationship?
They're unnecessary. I don't
I agree.
require the services that they offer. I have people for that.
What about the Emerald Claw more specifically in the city?
There's some sort of connection, though the precise nature of it escapes me for the moment,
Yeah.
between the Emerald Claw and this enclave of House Thorani.
Well, I think I can firmly speak that at least House Tarkanan will be seeking some level of representation amongst the Stormlords. We need to meet with Thor to figure out what that looks like. But if we can have any support
Imagine
from
if you can. The deep shock that I feel right now.
Yes, I agree that it is awful that we would seek to move so quickly, but having recently been in the Harbor District and seeing the disarray and the need for someone to step up.
Jonas's
and help
body
those
is
people.
not yet cold.
Well, I think he's alive. So
Yes, I know. That is what I said.
okay, so his body's not going to be cold for some time. Is like we're be that as it may. So we'll probably seek a meeting with you in the next day or so, probably to hopefully gain your vote of confidence. But we'll let you know once we have a stronger picture of what that looks like.
As I said,
Were we
mine
the
is
only ones that you asked to find him?
I had contingencies in the event that you didn't return.
Fair.
I didn't send anyone else out at the same time. Two groups seeking the same person might trip on each other.
True. Unless there's something else that anybody wants to ask, I think we can let you get back to what you were doing. So after payment, of course.
Ah, yes.
Do you plan on discarding us?
Jade, we can probably discuss that at a later time.
Why would you say such a thing?
You don't want to know if she's going to now try to kill us? Because I would like to know that before I leave her office.
Ari wasn't there for the Jonas conversation, so Ari is flummoxed at what's happening right now.
Jade, I think you might have
Shade.
misinterpreted some of what we were talking about.
Shade.
Mm-hmm.
Take my candor now as a show of the respect with which I hold the basic level of competence that you have all shown. If I wanted to kill you, or was planning to kill you, firstly, I would not answer your question truthfully. And secondly, If I wanted you to be dead now, I would have had you killed while you were crossing the city. But the question that you just asked is not one that I would answer honestly. So if I were to say, no, of course not, it would not allow you to actually learn anything. If someone asks you ever if you intend to kill them, you should always say no, whether you intend to kill them or not. This way, when you try to kill them, they will not be expecting it.
I will add that to my notes. But sometimes when you lie to people, they can tell that you're lying. I've been working on that, and I think I'm getting better.
Shade, I have no intention of killing you.
Shade eye.
Insight.
Oh.
7.
This is a gnome.
I'll keep practicing.
Do. It's a good skill to be able to know when someone might kill you. It's equally important to be able to identify who could.
Also, while this exchange is going off, Ari walks over to the corner, like having a light bulb moment. It's like, Thora, we're back from Three Barrel Cove. We're at Silshadra's office. We'll be back to the house soon. Sorry.
All right, good to know.
Yeah. Sorry, what are we talking about?
I'm discussing with Shade the nuances of who might kill whom.
It got
Great.
weird.
Did it?
Gold?
Yeah.
And then we can get out of your hair. Stormlord Silshadra.
Indeed.
If you're ever interested in having a further conversation about House Thorani, I would be open to that. If it.
Do you have some useful information to me about House Thorani?
Oh, that's actually a good question. I don't know if it would be useful to you or not.
Well, do you have information that I don't know about House Thorani?
Potentially, yes.
Well, that would be of interest to me.
I have a House Thorani problem as well. It's one and the same. It's all kind of the same information, but yeah.
That sounds like an excellent reason to acquire greater influence in the city.
Yep.
Your payment.
Thank you.
And she takes out a pouch of gold and slides it across the table to you.
Oh, Ari picks it up and toes it in his bag. And
Don't hurt yourself. Can you? Handle that? Okay. Just making sure.
yeah, I can handle the 5 years wages we got for a day's work in a single bag. That for some reason does not seem to be good enough. But yeah, I can handle it. Thank you, Stormlord. We'll be in touch.
Do.
Indeed. I only added my share to my inventory. I'm not carrying everyone's gold. Just take your gold.
How much?
Heard.
The payment was
How much?
1,000,
Sorry.
right? So 250 each.
The payment was 800.
800. Okay.
I actually don't remember the number. Just that there was a gag.
Yeah. I mean, as soon as you say that you're done, she returns to paperwork.
Ari is walking with all sense of urgency back to the mansion. Like,
Yep. Pog is ready to
See you
go
again
home.
soon.
Indeed, anytime, Shade.
That's going to be a problem. Ari thinks to himself.
I hate that statement.
Is there a market in the city that I'm aware of? It was destroyed.
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry. Yes.
Good clarification. I was like, yeah, dude, we've been there a bunch, bro. Oh yeah, earthquake.
That there are little shops all over the city. There's only one large market area, and some of it is still operational. The main plaza of the market is in rubble, but there are shops. What are you looking for?
I want to go see if I can find that spell scroll. That's just a big glaring hole in our abilities. I would like to have that available to me.
The instant Esri starts to go somewhere other than the mansion, Ari says, "All right, be safe. I will see you at home." Like, Ari is going home and going straight to Thora's office.
What you shopping for?
A magic, a scroll. There's a spell well, there might be a spell that would have fixed what I'm really hoping isn't going to come back and be a huge problem. The mistake I made. It would fix the mistake I made, which may be a huge problem, and I want a way to undo that problem. Not this specific one, but undo a mistake in the future. So, going to go see if I can find such a thing.
Roll an investigation check.
Natural 20. +0.
Nice.
Both natural and dirty.
Fancy.
Much like Esri.
Facts.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
Yeah, that's solid.
I guess before I go off, Ari's gone. Pog, Shade, do you particularly need or want your money?
I like having money.
I don't need mine.
I don't know how much this is going to cost. Am I able to find it? And I have just what I, only what I just received. That's what I have left.
I have 224 gold pieces.
So you want all of my money?
I will take whatever you're willing to part with for this purpose. If it's nothing, it's fine. I don't know if even everything we just got paid will be enough.
I don't know what you're shopping for.
Oh,
There was a lot of mistakes today.
I see.
Which mistake?
I let slip who hired us.
Oh yeah, that was one of them.
Yeah, and that was a very big, important mistake, and there was nothing I could do about it once it happened. Well, there was one thing I could have done about it, and I didn't want to do that. But people's memories are not inviolate. They can be tampered with. going to see if I can find someone who can give me the ability to do that at least.
You can't use it
Oh.
on us.
I don't think I would have. No, I wouldn't.
I kind of don't love how there's a lot of people that can do brain things and I can't. And I don't know when
Yeah.
brain things happen. I don't love it.
Well,
Right, have people messed with my memory?
Would you
have
you
no
wouldn't
idea.
remember?
Right.
actually, well, no, I don't know. I have no idea, and I can't do it obviously on my own.
I'm no Superman. Thank you, Philip.
That's it.
So
5 for fighting.
So, yeah. Any
I mean, if you
money?
need it, and she just hands over all of her gold.
That was 224. Is what I heard.
Yes, let me double check that number. Yes.
Pog didn't combine his bags, and so still has the 200 he just picked up. Don't. Please don't play with my brain.
Okay. I mean, I have
No.
to talk. I talk that way sometimes. That's very useful.
Don't change my brain.
Oh yeah, that's. I won't. It's not. It's not for us. It's for people like him.
I just don't want that. And Pog hands you 200 gold.
Right. Okay. Then I investigated for natural 20. Whatever.
So around the marketplace, you spot a conspicuously intact building with a slightly crooked sign that identifies it as Apothecary.
Ugh.
This is my last episode on Khyber Shards. It's been a
Pog
great run,
dies
everyone.
and Colin
Thank you.
resigns from this series. In
They
Salarka's
could've
arms, because
workshopped
he's
that
going there and
a little-
he just dies.
A little more. But
Abracap-
sure, I will enter.
What's
Is
the
it just
opposite of
me?
inspiration? Because you
You're all
have
with
that,
me.
Philip. You have depression.
Writer's block? I don't know. So yes, you open the door. A little bell jingles, and after a moment, you hear some shuffling in the back, and a very, very large figure lumbers in from the back, stooped, head down, and says, "Oh, customer,"
Hopefully.
and steps back out of sight for a moment, and a moment later, a middle-aged human female comes out the door, fixing a pointed witch's hat on her head, and comes out and says, "Welcome to Apothecary. I'm Avelina Lavale. What can I do for you?"
Is it just me, or did y'all come with?
And now,
did
if we're
not
in the
go.
market, Pog's going to go say hi to Salarka. Not for
Okay.
anything in particular,
going
just to
home.
go say hi. I have adventures.
I'm looking for something rather specific. A means with which to permanently possible, just remove a memory or change a memory or
Oh.
Yes.
That is delicious.
I what do you mean? Never mind. Yes,
Vivian, do we have a scroll of modify memory? She says as she wanders back out of sight. There's a shuffling and slight thumping sound in the back, and after a moment, the very large figure, which I don't know, make a perception check.
11.
Okay. You're not exactly sure. You're pretty sure it has sort of green skin, and is maybe 7 or, well, no, maybe more like 10 or 12 feet tall.
Okay.
A big long nose, and it's wearing a big, the shape is wearing a big robe, and so its exact form is difficult to tell. But there's a big long green nose emerging from under the hood. And the shape says, one moment, have to find it. And then shuffles back around and says, did you find it, Avelina? No, over here. Here's the box. Yes, there it is. No, get out. Get out. And after a moment, back out the same door that the big figure went into, which was the opposite side from the one she initially emerged from, Avelina reappears. Once again, fixing her witch's hat on her head. And she has a very carefully sealed scroll case, which she sets on the counter. Now, I won't ask what you want it for.
Well. Okay. Probably wise.
This is so uncomfortable.
It is for sale, right?
Oh, yes, of course. Of course. Everything is for sale at the right price.
Ah, and what is that price?
Oh, well, this very, very powerful magic, and not for the faint of heart. Easy to go wrong, if you understand, when you start messing about in people's memories. Very easy. Memories are often linked to each other, and strange gaps can simply drive people entirely insane.
Noted. Okay, no gaps.
Anyway, I would sell you this scroll for... She flips through some pages. 1,450 gold pieces.
Do you deal in trade at all?
Oh, of course, of course. But what do you have to trade, dearie?
Not so much.
Oh, I'm sure that's not true. You look so competent. And mossy.
Well, actually, that is an interesting point. I used
Is
to
it?
It is. I used to have a partner, employer, for whom I was able to craft certain items
Oh.
Based on plants. I'm good with plants. I like plants.
An apothecary.
Yes, I can be. And he's gone now. And sure, if such things
Vivian,
would
he's an
be-
apothecary. Oh, fascinating. I'm sorry, your friend's gone. How terribly sad was it, the earthquake?
No.
Ever
No.
so many people were less fortunate than us.
Not. Yes, right. What? How? What happened here?
It's just very lucky.
Okay.
So you were talking about a bargain for this.
Yes, if you have potion-ish needs,
Oh,
I could
always, yes. People are always coming
probably
in and
provide.
buying potions as fast as we can put them on the shelf.
Right. Well, perhaps I could contract the the difference in things you might need of that nature.
So, you would take the scroll, and you would, in return, make things at our request.
Yeah. That actually would. Yeah, that sounds good. Actually, I haven't made anything in a little while. It's been a bit busy, elsewise.
Oh, well, that
good to get back
does
to it.
sound intriguing. We would need to work up a contract, of course.
Sure.
And she shuffles around and flips through some pages and says, "Your name?"
I'm trying to remember. I gave it a fake name at one point. I don't remember what it was. Tom.
What was that?
Tom?
Tom. Oh, no, dearie, I'm sorry. That's not it.
Oh, of course. Michael.
She looks down at the page again. No, that's definitely not it either.
What are you, why is that not it?
Oh, well, if that was true, your name would be here by this point.
You know, with my other friend, we dealt in a more verbal way. Would that
I see.
work for you?
I would need something to secure the agreement with. A bit of your hair would probably do.
Huh. What about this? And I pull out the Feywood Ivy.
Oh, that's very interesting. Not worth 1,400 gold pieces, though.
Oh, I have some gold. I have 600.
Oh,
Gold.
that is part of it. Vivian, it doesn't look like he wants to be a business partner. Oh, that's terribly sad.
I just I don't know that I could. I have. Yeah. Okay. So would this be enough together, or
600 plus the ivy. And your firstborn child? Only kidding, of course.
well, you have no idea how poor taste
Unless.
that joke is.
You'll have to fight for it, but
Yeah,
sure.
I think it's spoken for.
Oh, you are interesting.
Yeah. Didn't want to be.
Well, I'll make you a deal.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you this scroll if you give me the ivy, your 600, and your true name.
Well, I mean, do I know anything about names? Like,
Make an Arcana check.
am I aware of any way in which that actually matters? 6.
She seems to just be nosy.
What's in a name? An Esri by any other name would be just as mossy.
I mean, I'll tell a half truth and say Esri is my name. Esri.
She leans over the counter, and as she does, she seems to sort of loom a little larger and looks very deep into your eyes and says, "And what's her name?"
Yeah. And at this point, well, you tell me, but I assume she starts getting real loud, up in there, and yeah, no, no.
No.
She doesn't like that.
A pity. And she slides the scroll back off the counter and produces a little card and offers it to you. If you ever change your mind and want to do some business, we are more than happy to make any sorts of arrangements.
Great.
The business card
I'll
says,
take the card.
it says Abric Apothecary, proprietors Avelina Lavale and Vivian Tambergogan.
Oof.
Amber. Say that one more time. Tambergargan?
Tambergogan.
Goggin. On my way out, I just want to have a quick but intense look at any sort of security I can see.
Make a perception check.
And I particularly want to note where that scroll was put.
This is gonna be a bad robbery.
I'm gonna push that. It was a 17. That's a natural 1, so I'm gonna push it again.
The security is the door is a mouth.
All right. 19. I guess I'm not gonna roll.
You don't clock any specific security, but because your roll is high, that probably means that the security is entirely magical.
Sure. Yeah. And I don't have my ability to check that at the moment, so.
Yep.
Okay.
I feel like detect magic in here would just make the whole place glow.
Blind you.
You
Yeah.
are an abracapothecary.
Okay, so you leave, and I assume go back to the mansion.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is where we will leave the adventure for now.
With failure.
Well, but
On
isn't
brand.
success the friends we make along the way?
Thanks for watching so much, you guys.
The souls we
Appreciate it
didn't
greatly.
sell along the way.
You don't know what they would have asked you to do.
Very, very true.
Anyway, this has been Khyber Shards. If you want to get in touch with us, you can find links to all of our stuff in the description down below. If you want to hear more of me and Eric playing RPGs, you can find us on the Eberron Renewed podcast. If you want to see Colin play video games, you can find him on twitch.tv/sorrybtr, or also as the Game Pass Guru on YouTube, where he also plays games, and which I, for some reason, have just failed to mention. Sorry, man. I'm a bad advertiser.
Sorry,
Anyway.
BTR.
Yep. And the O is a 0. Wow, man.
It
Just
is
zeros
so late.
everywhere in there. Anyway, new episodes of Khyber Shards drop every Monday. New Khyber Shards answers every Friday. And until next time, thanks for rolling with us.